Welcome to Call of the Wild Tutorials, and today we're up here on Mount Kraken in the beautiful Layton Lakes, and we're just enjoying the view. And I thought, what a good way to kick off our next leg of our skill series in dealing with the ambusher tree. If you've never made the trek up here, it's well worth the view. Anyways, we're moving on to the ambusher tree now, and we're going to be talking about Scent Tinkerer. And Scent Tinkerer has 4 levels. Level 1 increases the number of uses per canister for all scent lures purchased. Level 2 increases the duration of all scent lures. Level 3 increases the range of all scent lures. And level 4 increases the attraction chance of all scent lures. So this video is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be doing a lot of testing with it. We're going to be more spitting out facts. Just because of the nature of scents, it's very hard to try to capture what they all do. But we will talk about scents a little bit. But first, let's just move on down to the valley. So we're down here in the valley. We can see we're up here on Mount Kraken there. And we're not going to do a baseline test for our first point, because the reality of it is to move on in the skill tree, we have to at least put 1 skill point in, which drives me crazy, but we got to do it anyways. So let's put that in. This is going to increase the number of uses, or the number of canisters that we're allowed to purchase when we make a purchase of scents within the store. So let's go into the store. And we're going to go down to our lures, and we're going to look at our scents. Now, when we purchase the scent in store, you can see it's a multiple of 10. So we know we get 10 when we purchase it. We're going to purchase some moose scent. I don't have a lot of it. So let's see what it increases by when we make a purchase. So we can see we went from 30 to 50. That's an increase of 20. So it doubles the amount that we can purchase, which is pretty good because it's expensive. We can see here, while we're here, we can look at the stats of it, and we can see it has a range of 200 meters. The duration is 300 seconds, and the attraction strength, which is a percentage, is 50%. So what I thought we would do is we would just go in and we would throw points into all of those other stats, because really what that should do is it should boost all of those other stats, because we're looking at boosting duration, range, and the attraction strength. So let's just go ahead. We're going to put the 3 skill points in here, and then we're going to go back to our screen and see if that changes that stat bar on those. So going down, we're using our storage this time because it's something that I've purchased. So when we look, we can see that nothing has changed on these stats, which is kind of sad, and it's kind of a miss by EW here. Maybe they'll fix it in the future. That would be nice. But we can see that nothing has changed. So I did some digging, and here's what I've come up with. Our range, when we increase it, goes up by 50 meters. So we go from 200 meters to 250 meters. The duration goes up by 300 seconds, which brings us to 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes real world time that attraction or that scent will last for. And lastly, we have the attraction strength, which goes up by 50%, but 50% of what's existing, which would be 25%, which gives us a 75% attraction strength, which is really good actually, considering that collars don't have that type of percentage for attraction strength. So there's a few things that we need to keep in mind, though, when we're hunting with scents. First is the cost. It's a consumable, so every time we use a canister, it's costing us money to use, and we're going to have to replenish that. Whereas if we go out and we buy a collar, we'll always have that collar with us, and we never have to worry about it. The second is, unlike a collar that works 360 degrees around us, scents are very specific. So for example, if we were wanting to get this moose and using a scent, it's not going to happen because the wind is blowing this direction. Also, because this is wind dependent, the stronger the wind, the narrower the scent radius is going to be, the scent cone is going to be. And vice versa, if the wind is gentle, it's going to be a bit of a wider scent radius that's going to be used. It shouldn't, and I've never noticed it affect the range of the collar. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is just the wind might lessen the area of effect. Another thing to remember as well is, unlike using the scent eliminator, which we're going to throw on here, the scent eliminator is something that you spray on you and it sticks with you. However, when you're using a scent lure, it stays where you spray it. So if you want to say spray this tent, then we can spray the tent and then we can run a couple 100 meters away, 200-300 meters away, and wait for the animals that are going to come into that spot. That's all what the ambusher tree is about, right? We're setting up a trap for the animal, and then we're going to be at a different distance where we're not in that wind direction to be able to shoot the animal, so it stays where you spray it. So I hope that you found this video useful. Scents isn't something that I use Scent Tinkerer skill. I have to put a point in just to get to the rest of the skill tree, but once again, you need to be the judge. So from Layton Lakes, this is Call of the Wild Tutorials, saying happy hunting.